Her name was Alara, and for the first 20 years of her life, she believed she was made of stone. Not beautiful, polished marble, you understand, but rough, common quarry stone, the kind you might trip over. The kind you'd use as a foundation, hidden deep in the dirt, never seen. This stone wasn't her own. It was given to her, piece by piece, day by day. It started in the schoolyard. A careless comment, tossed like a pebble. Thunder thighs, you'd better not show it. Clunk. A new layer of stone settled on her hips. Then, the changing room. A hissed whisper, a giggle. Pizza face. Clunk. A rough patch formed on her cheek. At the family dinner table, a concerned, backhanded compliment from a well-meaning aunt. You'd be so pretty if you just lost a little weight. Clunk. A heavy slab pressed down on her shoulders. The digital world was the worst. It delivered stones by the truckload. An anonymous comment on a photo. Who let that out of the cage? Crash. A direct message. 0 out of 10. Crash. Each one, a blow. Each one, another layer of rock. And so, Alara built a fortress around herself. She moved slowly, this statue of insults. She wore clothes that were landscapes of fabric, hiding her topography. She perfected the art of becoming background, of being unnoticeable. She thought if she was quiet enough, small enough, the stone throwers would find another target. But the stones kept coming. They always do. She carried this quarry on her back everywhere, to class, to work, on dates, where she'd sit, a silent monument to other people's opinions, waiting for her companion to see the real her. But all they ever saw was the stone. The weight was crushing her. She could feel the fractures starting to form deep inside. Not on the stone, but in the spirit trapped within. And then, one utterly ordinary Tuesday, it happened. She was in a coffee shop, and she overheard two women at the next table. They were laughing, not at her, just laughing. And one said to the other, "Can you believe it? He actually told me I should smile more, as if my face is a public service." And the other woman rolled her eyes and said, with a power that shook the room, "What a strange hobby, carrying other people's opinions around like that. Carrying other people's opinions." That's what the stone was. It wasn't her. It was a collection. A museum of meanness, a gallery of garbage, and she was the curator. She had been the one holding on to every single rock, every pebble, every grain of sand thrown at her. She went home that night and stood before her full-length mirror. She didn't see Alara. She saw the statue. The thick limbs, the flawed skin, the awkward posture. But for the first time, she saw it not as her body, but as a sculpture she had allowed others to create. And a quiet, fierce question rose from the rubble within. What if I am not the stone? What if I am the sculptor? The next day, the great unmaking began. It wasn't loud. There was no dramatic confrontation. The first act of rebellion was a whisper. She deleted a social media app, Chip, a tiny piece of stone flaked away. She went for a walk, not to punish the body beneath the stone, but to feel the sun on what was left of her skin. Chip. She bought a dress, a red one, and she wore it. The voice in her head, the one that sounded like the schoolyard, screamed, "They'll stare." And Alara, for the first time, answered back, her voice trembling but clear, "Let them." Crack, a large chunk fell away. This became her new daily practice. Every time a stone was thrown, a snide remark, a judgmental glance, she would no longer catch it and add it to her collection. She let it fall to the ground, useless. She was too busy with her own work. She started to carve. She carved away the thunder thighs to reveal the strong legs that carried her on long walks. She sanded down the pizza face to find the skin that flushed with laughter and felt the warmth of a good book. She chiseled away the too loud, the too quiet, the too much, and the not enough. It was exhausting. It was painful. Some days, the dust was so thick she could barely breathe, but other days, she would catch a glimpse in a window reflection and see not the old statue, but a form emerging. A form that was powerful, and unique, and hers. The story doesn't end with Alara becoming a supermodel or a billionaire. It ends right here, in this moment. She is still a work in progress. The sculptor's tools are never truly put away. The world will always have stones to throw, derogatory remarks, body shaming, negative comments, they haven't vanished. But the power shifted. Alara learned that the ultimate rebellion is not in deflecting the stones. It is in refusing to be defined by them. It is in taking the very rubble they hurled at you and using it to build a throne. So, I ask you, look at your own shoulders. Feel the weight you carry. Is it yours, or is it a collection, a hobby of holding on to words that were never meant to be your truth? You were not born to be a dumping ground for someone else's poison. You were born to be the artist of your own life. Put down the stones you did not choose, pick up your chisel, and sculpt.